Hey guys, welcome to Local Chords. I'm your host, Michael Kampa. My guest today is Joe Pettit. He's a musician in Hastings that plays a lot of solo acoustic shows, and he's also a member of Kooky Uncle Tony, which also features Bert Casperson, who's a guest of the show previously. So Joe, how you doing tonight?
I'm great. I'm glad to be here.
Glad to have you. So let's go back in time a little bit and talk about your earliest experiences with music and how you developed this passion.
Well, before I could actually play, the passion probably came from listening to Billy Joel and the Doors on, a cassette player in my bedroom and looking in the mirror and pretending I was playing bass or something like that. And then I probably took guitar lessons starting in about 8th grade, I think, and got together with some people right away that could play drums. And a good friend of mine, Rick Carlson, still a good friend of mine, played drums, got together in his basement and started forming quote-unquote bands right from that point on. And I guess that's it, trying to figure out music.
When did you start writing your own music, or how did that develop as you went on?
Probably as early as when I was a freshman or so in high school, and I had an acoustic guitar in my room in the basement. I would write little bits and pieces and tried my hand at writing poetry, all of it pretty crappy. Still probably the lyrics are pretty crappy, but and then we all tried our hand, in various bands. Bert Casperson, who you mentioned earlier, got involved with us probably in high school. I don't know, 9th or 10th grade. He started playing with us as well, and we all tried writing some music then. I don't know when it got to be really decent, or halfway decent or whatever, but it's gotten a little better through the years from those early ones. But I am well aware that this ain't how you're playing, dear. Don't blame my hand. Your pain, it will subside when you see what you're left with, and it ain't so bad, 'cause tomorrow the sun will still rise, though we're stuck with the same pairs of eyes. Acknowledge the small victories and be satisfied. Hey, don't get hung up on this. I'm not trying to say everything's alright. Hey, don't get hung up on this. I don't want to take your God-given rights. Hey, don't get hung up on this. Hey, don't get hung up on this. You cruising over that hill, you best check your blind spots. Check for the man. You've been down that road before, you know he's gonna be sitting there on you, waiting on your rise. But that's as cool as a cop can be, a 69 instead of 73. When you're looking for the cash to crash, don't look to me. Hey, don't get hung up on this. I'm not trying to say everything's alright. Hey, don't get hung up on this. I don't want to take your God-given rights. Hey, don't get hung up on this. Hey, don't get hung up on this.
So one of the songs you played for us today is called Fragile, and I know that has a personal backstory.
Sure.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. I graduated in 91, and I had a classmate. The actual years that all this happened, I can't remember exactly, but not long out of high school. Actually, I think the first to go was a buddy of mine that had been a few years younger than me. I believe he was a freshman when I was a senior. But Tim Mathowitz, good kid, fun kid, animal, good guy. Anyway, He was at a party and I don't know. I don't want to get into too many details, but wound up dead, and he wound up dead because of something another friend of mine did, and I don't know how to. There did a lot of emotions and stuff like that. People gone too soon, blah blah blah. So part of it has to do with him. Part of it has to do with a classmate of mine. Now this time, Chris Myers, another guy. Not long after the fact, after Tim was gone, he died at another party, and we had to kind of maybe I don't know if it's examine what we were doing, but it's hard to come to grips with the fact that I don't know. Life is fragile. It sounds stupid to say, that's why I said the title is like, this is a dumb title, but cliche, whatever. But it's quick, and as you get older, you latch onto that idea a little more that don't waste it because it could be gone in a second, blah, blah, blah. But from the song standpoint too, part of it was I didn't know what to do with the fact that I was friends with the guys that the people that were responsible for these guys being gone, and I don't think there's nothing, and I I still feel like this. There's no extreme positions don't really work. It's usually in the middle somewhere, and my friends weren't monsters. You know what I mean? I didn't believe that, and I just stupid mistakes. And I don't know. I thought they deserved a little compassion as well, and that sucks. It sounds like I'm saying that they deserve more compassion than the guys that are gone. You can't get them back, but it's not really what I'm saying. I just whatever. It's hard to deal with no matter what.
Casual life of danger was the kind of life you'd lead. Never afraid to spill the wine, never afraid to bleed. From the favorite part of your favorite song, but wait, something's wrong, 'cause you ain't here to sing it when I swore you were singing along with me. I swore you were singing along. And our last conversation held so little it could have been. Could have been held between strangers. Is that what I was to you? I've given up hope in miracles. Now I pray for simple things, like an end to this cycle, when it's clear we ain't learned a thing. main targets when you shove them all outside of yourself. We reached the favorite part of your favorite song, but wait, something's wrong, 'cause you ain't here to sing it. Where I swore you were singing, I swore along with me and Anthony. I swore you were singing along. And our last conversation held so little it could have been. Could have been held between strangers. That what I was to you. I've given up hope in miracles. Now I pray for simple things, like an end to this cycle, when it's clear we ain't learned a thing. We ain't learned a thing.
And another song you played was After Bar Baby. Tell us a little bit about that one.
Well, that's one that like I can't get. Probably like I got a pretty decent recording of it. I did by myself with a little recording thing, and I played it for my father-in-law and put it with the disc of some other covers, not songs that I performed, just some other stuff. And he's like, "Wow, it's so down," you know. And he's like, "Yeah, well, it is. There's all these references to suicide, and it's not like that. I don't know. It's just a way to get that out rather than going and acting on it, you know." But there was a time when I was pretty lonely, probably after college, blah blah blah, and really, it takes a little bit brighter turn at the end, this actually is referring to my wife, you know, going to an after bar, being where my wife was, my future wife was, and that's more or less it. It's a little bit about being lonesome and feeling like, you know, this is stupid, all of it, you know what I mean, and then realizing somebody shines a little light, and that's enough, you know.
He's hoping I make it through this without slitting my wrist the long way. Just take it head on, take it over the bridge, make it pretty, make it good and red on the pavement. That's nothing. Just everything. It's nothing. Still I might blow my brains out. Here's hoping I make it through this without clenching my fists like I'm less of a man. Keep it on the down low, take it slow, but you push it and press your lips till I'm fit to blow. That's nothing. It's just everything. It's nothing. You know how it gets. across that bridge, contemplated taking it over the edge, come busting through the guardrails down to the icy blue. Drove on alone, went to the after bar, got all stoned, and you took me home. In the after bar, baby, in the after bar, save me. In the after bar, baby, in the after bar, save me. The after bar, baby, the after bar, save me. After bar, baby.
So with the way that music's sort of blown up in Hastings, there's obviously a lot of young musicians, and I'm curious, having been there, what advice might you have for them on a songwriting level, a performance level, whatever?
Well, I don't really feel qualified to give advice on a songwriting level. I see, I don't know. The advice on songwriting is just do it, keep kicking it out, and a lot of the stuff that you think is so-so or whatever. I mean, you know, I was going to say that Bert and I, a good friend of mine, Bert Casperson, we talked about earlier, we talked about a friend of his that writes music, and I asked Bert, you know, we're pretty candid with each other. I said, well, what do you think about his stuff? You know, because we kind of critique each other's stuff, Bert and I do. And he said, well, you know, I feel like some of it's a little bit, you know, she has long flowing hair, but, you know, this kind of cliche stuff. And I said, well, you know what, avoid those cliches, right? What? Don't write anything. Don't say anything. It's like, that's why my songs have 5 words in them, you know what I mean? It's like, if I can't come up with something that's not a cliche, it doesn't get said. Well, that can be an approach, but I said, well, who do we really like? Who do we like? Him and I share a love for Tom Petty. I like his a lot, I should say. His songs are so easy to understand. I mean, most times they're so easy to understand and so direct. They border on being dumb, but I like you know, and that's how country is too. And I, you know, as I didn't care for country at all when I was younger, and as I grow older, I like it more and more. I don't know if I'm getting old or what, but even, you know, even the pop country that's out now, there's a lot of it that I think is kind of stupid, but I like the fact that a lot of people can understand this, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's good to connect with people, blah, blah, blah. So, I don't know, songwriting, I guess, all that leads to, I don't have a lot of ideas. But performance-wise, I guess I would say, play with other people. Trying to make it sound like a band. As soon as you can hold a beat together or whatever, that's what I did, and it's led to me to a lot of great friendships, you know. The guys that I played music with in high school are still my best friends, you know, and I don't know, what can I say about that? It's a lot of fun. It's a great way to connect, and it's a great way to spend time other than, you know, you can waste time a lot of ways, and that's, you know, a good way to waste it.
Lights blind my eyes so I can't see your face, but I bet you wonder what you're doing in this place. Guess I thought you came in for more than a night and a wave on your way to the door. Yeah, makes no difference, I still have my fun, but I wish you'd stay so I could sing to someone, convince them all I really mean what I'm singing about, like I'm busting a seam. But I guess it's foolish to think you could discern the feeling I get is worth more than I earn. Foolish to think you'd ever see that I'm realizing my twisted dream. My twisted dream. So carefree, I hate to think, but it overcomes me. Endless series of what ifs leaves me with nothing but to write about it. But I guess it's foolish to think you'd understand that what I say don't always show where I stand. Foolish to think you would believe that there's more to the song than the melody. I hate to overanalyze, but something's missing from this perfect life. I think I know how to share, make a call. Right there, be right there, I'll be right there, be right there. Blind my eyes so I can't see your face, but I bet you wonder why you're doing in this place. I guess I'd hope you came here for more than a night and a wink on your way to the door, yeah. But I guess it's foolish to think you'd understand that where I'm at ain't always where I am. Foolish to think you'd ever see that there's more to the